I started doing extreme sports when I was a kid. I've always been somebody who did not want to be stuck inside all day. I love adventure. I think Colorado is a great place for me. It's in the mountains. There's a lot of active, outdoorsy things to do. I'm obviously, a big skier and snowmobiler. I started Vertica in 2009. I was skiing professionally at the time, and my sponsors were just not making the gear that I wanted to wear. Social media is definitely a big deal for us. It's a great way to be able to market something directly to your customers. I never in a million years thought that I would be charged with 12 federal crimes for posting content to my Instagram. This whole thing started off 2.5 years ago. I went snowmobiling at Independence Pass. These women took pictures of us loading up our snowmobiles and made it look like we were just out there destroying wilderness and driving around our sleds on dirt, which was not the case. So they charged me with 5 federal petty offenses. It was just based on this one picture that they had taken.
Well, it's our impression that the government is doing this because he's considered sort of a nuisance or a provocateur in the community.
That ended up dragging out for about a year. They ended up dropping all 5 of those. And then immediately after that, I was charged with 5 more federal petty offenses for standing on a log at Hanging Lake, which was an image that I had created with Photoshop. I think people would be surprised to learn how much of what they are seeing is a manipulated image.
This is selective prosecution against David. If you go on the internet, you can find images of many people in the same places doing similar things, but those people aren't being prosecuted.
They dropped all 5 charges for Hanging Lake because it never happened. And then the final 2 charges that stuck were for supposedly jumping a snowmobile at Keystone, Colorado. And they charged me with using National Forest to promote my company.
The regulation was adopted pursuant to a law that allows the National Forest Service to adopt regulations that preserve the lands. What the government has gotten wrong is that they are using a regulation that was clearly about somebody being physically on the land in order to prosecute someone for posting an Instagram photo. It appears that many of the photos may have been photoshopped. One of the images in question, it wasn't even clearly him, it could have been anybody.
We didn't tag my company. My company did not post that picture to our own social media. By me posting a picture of somebody snowmobiling on National Forest, they are then saying that I was somehow using National Forest for personal financial gain, which is absolutely insane.
This is unlawful for a couple of reasons. First of all, because Congress should be making the laws. And so an agency having the authority to enact regulations that end up with someone having a criminal prosecution, particularly one for which they could be facing jail time, it violates our separation of powers. It's also unlawful because David has a First Amendment right to post photos on Instagram.
If this sets a precedent that anyone who owns any company can't post a picture of themselves in a national park or national forest or just skiing with their friends, it's really a dangerous and slippery slope, I think,